If you think about it, you've survived every single thing that you've ever gone through. Like, if you're alive to watch this video, you've survived every single thing you've ever gone through, even when it was tough, like even when it was hard as shit, even when you went through the hardest shit you think you've ever experienced, you still made it through, and you're going to keep making it through as long as you don't give up on yourself. Peace, soul family. My name is Zuri, the Poetic Mystic. For those who are new and for those who are returning, welcome back. If you have not already, please subscribe to my channel. It will mean the world. I post content that has to deal with living your life more whole, as I feel like I've had to grow from a lot of different places. I don't even know what other word to use. A lot of different, adversaries that life has thrown my way and how I've overcome them. And I just want to help other people do the same. So that is my goal. With that being said, today's video is going to be about how to discover your identity when you never really had one. And this topic was inspired by the idea that I felt like as a child, I didn't really have an identity. I didn't really know who I was. And not only did I not know who I was, I didn't want to be, I don't know. I used to have this thing where I wanted to be small. Like, I wanted to be small because I didn't want to be seen. Like, I felt like when I was seen, I was always judged, whether it be weight, appearance, hair, whatever. I felt like I was just always judged. And I didn't like attention. I didn't want attention. I didn't want any at all, actually. I just wanted to be ignored and in the background and, whatever, which clashed with my personality because whenever I was in a room, I'ma definitely speak. It's hard for me not to speak. I would definitely, especially if I have an opinion about something that we're talking about, I'ma definitely speak my mind about, my opinion, because we're all sharing opinions here, so why not me? Okay, you country bitch. Anyways, so with that being said, I would like to go ahead and get started. But before we do, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe if you are interested in seeing more content like this, or like the content that you see, or you resonate with it, or it helps you, or whatever, okay? I would appreciate it. Like it, thumbs up, comment. I would love to, have conversations and get to know people, because in real life it's hard. Yeah. Okay, so to get started, I would like to just talk about what I was like when I didn't have an identity a little bit, just to give some background into it. And then I'm going to hopefully give you some tips on, how you can, if you feel like you don't have one, how you can create, your identity, or figure out, who you are, because essentially everything we expressed was already within us. We just had to dig it out, and believe in ourselves and discover that we can actually do it, and that it's not this impossible thing that's so far out of our reach and out of our grasp. I would say I was probably like that mainly my middle school, elementary school levels, maybe the beginning of high school, but towards the end of high school I kind of was starting to feel myself a little bit and figure some things out. But before that, I feel like I was very subconscious. I recognize this now as social anxiety. So if you have social anxiety, you can definitely get a therapist, talk to somebody about it. I definitely talked to a counselor when I was in college, on and off for 3 years. So she helped a lot, and I recommend that to anybody who's thinking about it. And if you're not comfortable talking to somebody, I recommend getting a journal, because journaling has really helped me as well. But I just feel like when I was like that, it was kind of I would be severely inspired, by people who could rock their own style, regardless of what anybody said, but people who just naturally just look different, just have that different kind of look to them. And I would admire that, but I didn't know how to find that within me, nor did I think I even had it within me. I was satisfied with being just plain, I didn't really I didn't know how to explore myself, because I didn't feel like I had much to be explored. That's kind of sad, but that's kind of how I felt back then. It's I've always known that there was something special about me, something different about me, but I always felt like it made me an outcast, because why can't I fit in? Why can't I just make friends like that? Why can't I just vibe with people? But a lot of people just, I don't know, we all have different frequencies, and sometimes people resonate, some people don't. And I don't know, it might be a social anxiety thing that I need to work on. But anyways, if you resonate with feeling like you don't really have an identity, because maybe you were bullied into not having one, you were shushed and you were silenced, and you just really feel like you don't have an opinion, you couldn't share your opinion, you felt ridiculed at every turn or whatever, I just have a few tips to tap into your limitless, because we are all limitless. We all have the capacity to be whatever it is that we want to be. We all can speak up for ourselves while we have mouths. We use them because we have to speak. Like that's how we get our points across. And your point matters. That's the major thing, is like your point matters. So without saying too much, let's get into this. So I have some things that are actually physical that you can do, and then other things are just like mindset, because a lot of this is your mindset. If you don't have the mindset that you are a limitless being and you have so much potential and you're beautiful and you're unique and special and loved and adored and all that, like if you don't have the mindset truly, you're not really going to act like it. Like you're not going to display the behaviors that you align with, because you don't truly align with that. So you have to align with it. Like you have to really believe it. And the way to believe that is to, like, I don't know, it's kind of like like brainwashing yourself, because believing that you are worth it isn't a tangible thing that you can, like do, or you can like go out and get. You can't get it from another person. Validation from other people doesn't really matter. You have to validate yourself. And to know that you are worthy is a mindset shift. Like you have to tell yourself, no, I am worthy. Because I'm here, I'm worthy. And then once you start telling yourself that more and more and more, like you'll start to actually believe, like, yeah, I don't deserve, the bottom of the barrel. Like, I come with more. And then you have to actually embody that more. You actually have to embody the person that you are claiming to be. A lot of people out here are claiming to be these, positivity, whatever. And it's no shade, but if you resonate, like really just take a step back and try to like, figure it out. But like my main example is Twitter. That's why I just kind of like stay really low key on Twitter. I don't want too much involvement, too much interaction on Twitter, because so many people are like, be nice, like, don't bully people, like stay positive, blah, blah, blah. But on Twitter, like y'all will tear people to shreds. I see it all the time. Like y'all tear people to shreds, and it's crazy, because why do they deserve that? They are a human just like you are. Like I don't know. I don't be understanding. So really be what you claim you are. You know what I'm saying? Like really act on that, really stand on that, because at the end of the day, it's about integrity. You can't just magically become these things. You have to make the choice to be these things, So that is why I'm going to give a few tips to help trick your mind, to make you actually, understand and know that you are limitless and that you are beautiful and worthy of all these things. And then also some physical things that you can do to try out to see, what you like, like me, like trying these locks. But let me get into it. Let me just not start rambling. Let's start with some physical things you can do. So the first physical thing you can do is actually try something new. Like try something that you haven't tried before. Try something that you've seen that you got inspired by. Like just try anything at all and see if you like it. So like I said with my hair, like I cut my hair and got locks, and that wasn't something that I just wanted to do. I actually kind of felt called to it, and also I feel like they are representative to me of my roots. And your roots, my roots, are something that I hold very dear to my heart, and it's something that I feel like I don't know everything about, but I wish I did, because I feel like they were kind of taken away. Not even kind of, they were taken away from me. Like I'm African American. I was born in America. I come from Africa. I did my little ancestry thing. It wasn't from ancestry. It was like family tree DNA or something, but I did mine, and I come from West Ghana. Like I'm from Africa. Like I'm, but this is no news. I feel like my locks hold a lot of symbolism. They hold a lot of wealth. You know what I'm saying? And the longer they get, I feel like the more information they hold. And I feel like as I'm evolving into this person that I am, like, since I started my spiritual journey, like my locks are holding all my wisdom for me. They're holding all my experiences. They are a piece of me. You know what I'm saying? And when I cut my hair, I actually cut my hair myself, and I think I did know that I cut it with the intention to get locks, and I even made a lock appointment and everything, but she canceled the day of, so I ended up just twisting my own hair and letting it just do what it did and letting it lock up. And so it really means a lot to me, because I started these locks myself. To me, that's very symbolic, because I feel like I do a lot of things myself. Like I feel like I do a whole lot of things myself. And one of my major lessons, honestly, I feel like is learning how to let people help me. Like, like my boyfriend, it's hard for me to even just ask him to do so much. Like, some people I see ask their significant others to do everything, to do so much stuff for them. It's hard for me to even open my mouth to ask, but like I'm learning that, it's okay. Like, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to lean on somebody else's shoulder. Like, it's okay to not be by yourself, especially if you're giving someone, like, I feel like having people in your life is something that's not to be taken for granted, especially people who are genuine, people who really want the best for you, and people who really love you. Like, I think that is not to be taken for granted at all. Like, that is something that I cherish. I cherish it. I cherish it. I cry when I see genuine acts of kindness. Like, this is real for me. So I'm very thankful. But yeah, so try something new. So I dyed my hair. You can dye your hair. You can get new piercings. Like, I when I got this pierced, I'm gonna have 2 piercings in each ear. I have my nose pierced like 4 times, but they keep falling out and the hole keeps closing. So you can get tattoos. Like, I have, I'm pretty tatted. I got tatted. I got some on my back. But these are just things that, resonated with me that I did. There's so many things out there that you could try new that I wouldn't tell you to do because I'm not her. But there are some. I mean, you could get nails if you've never gotten nails before. See if that's your jam. I usually wear a lot of jewelry. So, like, jewelry, I love jewelry. When I started wearing jewelry, like, it just stuck. I really feel like your accessories would just make or break your whole outfit. Your accessories and your hair, I feel like will make and break your whole outfit. Your outfit can be cute as shit, but if your hair not done, you're not done. And then if you ain't got no accessories on, stay your ass home. I'm just playing. That's like my motto. That's for me. But yeah, so just try something new. Wear different clothes. Try wearing different clothes that you don't normally wear because maybe you aren't as confident as you would like to be, or whatever. Just get rid of all those illusions. You know what I'm saying? And just own who you are and just love that because you're beautiful and you deserve that shit, sis, bro. Whoever you are. All right. So the next thing you can do is physical as well, and that is to build upon whatever you are already naturally good at. So this kind of ties in with another question I had written down, which was, what did you enjoy to do as a child? You know what I'm saying? So when you were a child, your natural reaction, was the purest because you were a child. You didn't have the taintings and the extra conditionings of the world. You were on the way there. You know what I'm saying? You was definitely in the process of getting all that shit downloaded, but you knew at the core, all you knew was you. You know what I'm saying? You didn't know anything else. You didn't know how to be anything else. You didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So you were yourself. So what did you like to do? What was your first, natural reaction when you were upset? You know what I'm saying? Or what did you just like to do in your free time? So for me, I used to love to play on the computer. So that's kind of, honestly, I just thought of that just now in this moment. That's how I knew I meant to say it, because I used to love to play on the computer. I was very, very computer savvy. And it makes sense that now I'm kind of going the route of being a content creator, even though I do still have a job because I gotta pay these bills, and I don't really mind my job. Like, even if I feel like as long as I'm living in Indiana, I think I'm going to stay at that job. Like, there's nowhere else I can see myself working. And I just, I don't know, I like working with kids. It's easy for me. Like, it's just something I could do. So as a kid, one of my first reactions was to go cook something. Like, I used to always be in the kitchen. My mom, number one, I used to follow her around the kitchen whenever she was cooking. And then when I was 11 or 12, one day I just asked, can I cook dinner? And she was like, yeah. And I cooked dinner from then on. Literally, I cooked dinner from then on until probably when I left. Or when most of us left, because me and my brother were the youngest too. So my older 3 siblings were already gone. But when it was all of us there, most of us there, I cooked dinner every single night. Just because I just wanted to cook. And then it became a habit. When I was in a bad mood or upset, I would go bake something or just make something, just because, because it was so therapeutic for me to just transmute that energy into the food. And at the time, I didn't know that I was doing that, but now, now that I'm more aware, that's exactly what I was doing. And people always rave about my food, but I feel like it's because I cook with genuine intention. I really want the food to be good. I really care about the outcome of it, and now it's just kind of the back of my hand. I just be cooking, I'm just a chef with it. But I also, as a child, sang a lot. I sang. I not only in choir, I did show choir and competed and all that, It was like even at home, just in the car, like I just like to sing. Like I was always singing, always, 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 and I was always reading, you know? So those are things that I like to do as a child. So it makes sense that now I journal and I like to read and I like to write books and I like to talk, you know what I'm saying, about like life things. Like, because I was just the kind of person I was. It makes sense that, you know, something's wrong, I like to cook. Like, it just makes sense, you know? And I'm trying to build and expand upon these things. But I'm open to where spirit is taking me because honestly, like, I'm just along for the ride. You know, I'm just doing what feels right in the moment and going off that and building off that. And I just know my life already is something beautiful and I know it's just going to turn into something even more grand. But you just have to believe these things about yourself, you know? And then the more you do these things, the more it becomes natural, the more it becomes easy. So this next tip or trick or whatever is mental, and that is to know that you are limitless. Like I've been saying this whole entire thing. Is to know that you are limitless. To do that, you have to be aware of a few things. So the 3 things that I have that you should be aware of: do not give up on yourself, comparison is the thief of joy, and to be inspired, not envious. So the first thing I wrote was to not give up on yourself. When I say not giving up on yourself, I mean like, say you want to commit to something but you fell off and then you've been off, you know, for a while now. To give up will be to stay off. Like, you know, to give up will be like, oh, fuck it, I can't do it, or, you know, whatever, because whatever excuse you give yourself as to why you can't accomplish whatever goal you set out for yourself, right? That's giving up on yourself because you're counting yourself out. You don't have to do that. You have to know that even though things are hard, you can get through it. And the fact that you can get through, I mean, you know that you can get through it because you've seen other people get through it. And if you haven't seen it with your own eyes, you know celebrities, you know, you can look up stories. I'm sure we've all heard stories of, you know, people doing exactly what it is that you want to do. And if it's something that nobody's doing, then pave the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, pave the way for you and then for other people, and just be open to learning along the way. So something that's been hard for me is just trusting the journey, like trusting the process, accepting the journey, and being okay with that, because I'm kind of an impatient person and I like to know things. And unfortunately, we just don't know everything. You know, I don't even know if that's unfortunate. I don't think I want to know everything, but I do want to know some things. Like, I do want to know. But it's just about knowing that you are strong enough to make it through. Because if you think about it, you've survived every single thing that, you know, you've ever gone through. Like, if you're alive to watch this video, you've survived every single thing you've ever gone through, even when it was tough, like even when it was hard as shit, even when you went through the hardest shit you think you've ever experienced, you still made it through, and you're going to keep making it through as long as you don't give up on yourself. Just keep going, like, you know. And even if you fall off, be it a day, be it a week, be it a month, be it a year, you know, always get back on. Like, always get back on. Always get back on. That's the way to make it through. Comparison is the thief of joy. It truly is. You cannot compare yourself to anybody else because you're not anybody else. The only person you are is you. We are all out here living our own individual lives. Like, we are out here with whole different mindsets, every single last one of us. None of us are the same. We all out here existing in our own realities. And that's why it's so possible for so many truths to be true at once, even if it's not true for everybody. That's just the way life works. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it goes. And so it doesn't make sense to compare yourself to somebody else. You don't know what they got going on. We be out here wishing we was somebody else or we had somebody else's life because it appears amazing. But look, social media is deceiving. Okay? Very deceiving. You don't know what nobody got going on. People could have people dying in their family, can't have nobody around, lonely as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know. Could be in debt for all that shit they be trying to flash with and stuff. You don't know what nobody got going on. All you see is what they want to show you. It doesn't make sense to compare yourself. And then by doing that, you're always going to feel bad. Why would you ever compare yourself to somebody who you perceive to be doing better than you? Why not just be inspired? And that goes to my last thing, which is just be inspired. You know what I'm saying? Don't be envious. Be inspired. Be inspired to do something different for yourself. Nobody's coming to save you. You save you. You are your own superhero in your own book. You are the superhero. You have to save yourself. You got to do it. Ain't nobody else going to do it for you. You have to love yourself enough to have discipline, to commit to yourself, to show up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's hard to show up, you got to show up. And even if it's not every day, get back on the wagon. You know what I'm saying? Like, do it. Get back on. Like, get back up. You have to, I mean, that's the only way to move forward, honestly. The only way to move forward and to make it and to be somebody is to believe in yourself. Do not give up on yourself. Do not compare yourself to anybody, and to just be inspired enough to continue. Be inspired enough to go on. Be inspired by your children, because your children are pure. They are ultimate sources of potential. You know what I'm saying? Because you have no idea what they're going to be. They don't even, I'm not going to say they don't even know what they're going to be. I feel like on a subconscious level, we all know who we're supposed to be. And that's why it takes, you know, experience and different kind of things to like pull those things out of us. But as a child, as an infant, they don't know that. You know what I'm saying? They're infants, they're babies. All they know is, you know, feed me and I want to go to sleep and I got to shit. So, but yes, those are my tips for finding your identity and then maintaining your identity, you know, because we're all here to do different things. We're all here to figure out our own souls and to figure ourselves out. And we're too precious. We are too unique. We are too gifted. We are too amazing. Like, if you think about the fact that we're human, and let's say, you know, I believe in God. If you don't believe in God, let's just say you do for a moment, you know, or whatever you believe in, wherever we come from, we manifested. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're here right now. Like, we really in this bitch. And yeah, there are so many terrible things going on right now. Woo, it's terrible. Like, I cried, like, praying to God just for the families of the school shooting that happened in Texas recently. Like, that, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. And it's to the point where it almost feels criminal to pretend like it didn't happen. And it's not that we're trying to pretend, but like, what can we really do? You know, you can't bring these kids back, or the teachers. We can't bring these people back. They're just gone. Like, and for what? It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. It's so humiliating as a country. Like, why do we have so many school shootings? Why do we have this wild ass government? Like, this is messed up. It's messed up. It's messed up. It's messed up. Don't want us to, you know, get rid of our, you know, babies when we have, you know, abortions. Don't want us to do that. But then don't want to protect them either. You know what I'm saying? They go to school and got to fear for their life. But let me not get into that, because as y'all can see, I was about to get turned up. I was about to get turned up for a second, because it's not funny. Like, it's devastating. It's truly devastating. And I'm about to cry right now, because it is devastating living in this country. And it feels selfish for me, because all I can think about is getting my passport and getting the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like, for my family, for my future, you know what I'm saying? So we don't have to like live with this. And like, this is crazy. Like, we are living in hell. Like, there's nowhere else to go. Like, we here. And so I'm just praying for an intervention. And then please pray with me, okay? Ask God, please pray. And continue to send your love and your healing energy and all that to those families, because those were babies. Those were babies. And it makes me cry, because I work with kids, you know what I'm saying? And my boyfriend, we was talking about it yesterday, and he was like, well, God's willing, you know, we don't have to worry about that anytime soon. And then it dawned on me that I work in a school. I work in an elementary school. And I live in Indianapolis, Indiana, in a Noblesville, which is not very far from here. 4 years ago, there was a school shooting. So it's like, these things are real life for people. You know what I'm saying? This is real life. This abortion law is affecting real people. Putting walls up and shit, it's affecting real people. ICE taking babies from their parents and sleeping in cages. You would have had to kill me. You would have had to kill me. You would have had I don't even have kids right now, but I wish. I don't wish. Matter of fact, I don't. Because I don't want to have to ever experience that. But to know that some people do and are currently experiencing this, like, it's deep. I didn't mean to go off on a rant right here at the end of this video, but it just needs to be said that, like, we cannot be desensitized. Who gives a fuck about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard? Listen, I love Johnny Depp. He is an amazing actor. I love Johnny Depp. Like, he fine. He all that. I love Johnny Depp. But that don't matter. Like, that, leave her. And I'm happy you're in court. I'm happy whatever's going on, okay? But that ain't our business. That ain't none of my motherfucking business. Like, that's the fact. I shouldn't know that she shit in your bed. I shouldn't know that. None of us should know that. Like, why do we know that? And that's the thing. They try to distract us and put all this other shit in the news, all this stupid shit. That shit, it don't matter. It don't. This is, it's real life, and it's surreal. It's surreal, you know, it's just surreal. So that is my video for today. I hope you found something that resonated with you. I hope this can inspire you if you feel lost or stuck, or like you don't have an identity, or like you don't know who you are, you know, because you are, period. You are. It's not because you are here. You are. So don't be afraid to explore yourself. Don't be afraid to get deep. Don't be afraid to, maybe it might get emotional for you, just discovering things about yourself that you tried to, you know, shove down and not think about, or, you know, not deal with because as a child, maybe it wasn't accepted and people talked about you and bullied you and everything else. But just know they don't fucking matter. All that matters is you. I love you. I hope to see you guys in my next video. And until next time.
Big wheels keep rolling, rolling. I'm outside. 29, G5, seaside. I've been losing friends and finding peace. But honestly, that sound like a fair trade to me. If I ever heard one, and I'm still here outside. Front line, south side. I've been losing friends and finding peace. Honestly, that sound like a fair trade to me. Look, don't invite me.